Shalom. One said Kola Hoya, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rahakadash. Double honor to the apostle, elders, and prophets, and no respect to the brothers teaching truth all over the globe, and to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. The confusion of faith will join up to our ranks. To the Akim and Aqua, I listen and learning to you, I said Shalom. And I'll come back at you and let's do Power Spirit, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. And then basic title of the lesson is the Kingdom of Heaven. And for those who don't know, you just waking up to the truth that the Kingdom of Heaven belongs to the 12 tribes of Israel, to your Black, Latinos, Native Americans. Because the scriptures say that He made the world for our sakes. And He made the world just for us because, He loves us, and Most High Yahweh Shem Yahweh loves us, and He made the world for our sakes because of the promise that He made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That this land that Israel that He was gonna give to us as a possession. But the whole world belongs to us anyway because, like I said before, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, made the world for our sakes. In order for the kingdom of heaven to be established, this current kingdom had to go down, which is the kingdom of Esau Edom. Because Genesis chapter 27, around verse 39 or 40, Esau was given the fatness of the earth. And he was given the fatness of the earth. He was given dominion, and by the sword. That was his blessing. His blessing, but also the sword is his curse, because the same blessing that he has that he's going to use against 2/3 Jake, man. It's his curse. And Yahweh Shai is going to come back and take down Esau Edom and establish here the kingdom of heaven on earth, after, he takes Esau Edom down. But, the kingdom of heaven is the next kingdom that's coming up. And, for those, just waking up to the truth, the kingdom of heaven, is referenced throughout all the scriptures. The kingdom of heaven, is like a pearl of a great price. This truth. It has all types of reference, about the kingdom of heaven. And, it's a very exciting time for our people, man, because we know that the kingdom of heaven belongs to us. And to get a scripture real quick, I'll go ahead and get Revelations chapter 21. And we're going to go ahead and start around the first verse. It reads, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth will pass away, and there is no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." Right, New Jerusalem is a people for us a place, and that New Jerusalem, what it's talking about the whole elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3, the 144,000, which is the governing bodies of, going to be governing bodies of Israel, in the kingdom of heaven. And 144,000 going to be all males, 12,000 from each tribe. The 1/3 is going to be the other men, women, and children. That are gonna be with the 144, but the 144 is gonna be the elect of the elect, the top dogs, of the kingdom of under Yahweh Shai and under 12 apostles, and under King David, which is gonna be under Yahweh. So Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, in verse
heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh himself shall be with them, and be their power. So they're talking about, the kingdom of heaven, after, Esau, Edom kingdom is taken down. And it's talking about how things are going to be conducted. And when the kingdom of heaven is established, everything, everything going to go back to a rightful order, man. Just like it was in the Garden of Eden, in the book of Genesis, you know, that's how the kingdom of heaven is going to be, but it's going to go back to its rightful order. Everything will go in the rightful order. The Israelites are going to be ruling. We're going to be on top, and we're going to be ruling the other nations, and we're going to be in our spiritual bodies. We're going to have dominion over the fish of the air, the fowls of the fish of the sea, and the fish of the sea and the fowls of the air. We're going to be having dominion, and we're going to be able to go to different galaxies, different planets. Why? Because we're gonna have that dominion, and that dominion gonna be granted by Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And I can't wait to get in the kingdom of heaven, man. Cause I don't know about anybody else. I'm really sick of Babylon the Great. I'm real sick of this society, man, and the injustice that is here. And that's the reason why the earth, is groaning for us to get back in power, because Esau Edom has abused the earth and everything for the longest. But when the kingdom of heaven be established, we're going to be back in our rightful position. Everybody's going to be back in their rightful order, man. And what the great part about it is that we ain't got to worry about, being in these fleshly bodies anymore, sinning and going off and erring, and we ain't got to worry about scoffers talking noise or anything of that nature. Everybody's going to go back in their rightful order. And the scriptures also say, which is the beautiful part about it, is that that all the Israel is going to be together. All the Israel is not going to be able to come together on this side, because there's too many different doctrines out here. There's too many different people have too many agendas. Especially Israel, too many agendas to come together. That's the reason why we can't come together on this side. But the scripture tells us that we all gonna be together in the kingdom, and that's a beautiful thing, cause when the kingdom of heaven gets established, like I said, everything's gonna be back in its rightful order. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna experience true joy. In that verse, to really make it sweet, it's saying, Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things have passed away, and the former things is going to be passed away. All of the hell that we've been through on this side, especially in Babylon the Great, is going to pass away. And it's going to be just like a dream. And we think, man, we just waking up from a nightmare, per se, because all these things are gonna pass away. It ain't gonna be no more crying. Ain't gonna be no more being at the bottom. Ain't gonna be no more that we're gonna be the other nation servants. The other nation is gonna serve us in the kingdom. And to bring that out real quick, it's gonna be Isaiah chapter 14. It's gonna be starting at the first verse. Gonna bring it out real quick. I gotta start off my day, but that's not like edifying the sheep, because your house I told Peter, if you love me, you'll feed my sheep. But this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. And it says, For Yahweh have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and a stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And that shows that, the Israelite foreigners that, that's from the other nations, because we got scattered throughout the four corners of the globe, and we're going to be reunited back together, when Yahushua returns, he gonna gather up the people. He gonna gather up his chosen elect. 144,000 and the 1/3. And the 1/3, it's gonna be men, women, and children of the other nations. Israelite foreigners. They're gonna be gathered with, the 144,000, which is a hopeful elect, and they're gonna cleave to the house of Jacob. They're gonna be joined together with, everybody gonna be as one. And the people, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that shows you that it's going to be slavery in the kingdom of heaven, man. That the other nation is going to have to build up our kingdom, because guess what? We're not going to do it. Other Israelites not going to build up the kingdom. We're going to build up the kingdom, Esau, Edom, and the other nations. So that shows you right there, there's going to be slavery in the kingdom of heaven, because they're going to have to build up our kingdom. And they're going to be retribution for what they have done towards the Israelites. Like I said, when Yahushua come back, and when he takes down Esau, Edom in the kingdom, he takes down the other nations as well. We're going to possess them as servants and handmaids, man. We're going to have them as a possession, and we're going to be ruling over them. Scripture also said we're going to be ruling over them with a rod of iron, man. Means that there's going to be hardcore slavery in the kingdom of heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is going to be established here on earth after Esau, Edom is taken down, and after the earth is being purged, from sin, other nations still gonna go off, man, because they're gonna have to be taught the law, statute, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But Israel don't want have to teach each other, because the law, statute, commandments in the kingdom of heaven is gonna be already gonna be in our inward parts. That's in I believe that's in the book of I would say the book of Isaiah, Jeremiah. If I got it incorrect, but the scripture said that he's gonna put his law in our inward parts, and we no more gotta teach every man his neighbor, man, because guess what? The Most High in the kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna put the law in our inward parts, and everybody's gonna know him from the least to the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So we won't have to worry about teaching one another, because guess what? We all gonna know him. We all gonna know who he is. We all gonna know that we all gonna know who he is. We all gonna Israel gonna worship him in spirit and truth in the kingdom of heaven. We ain't gonna have to worry about going off, because we automatically gonna do what Yahweh Shem Yahushua tell us to do, because his law is gonna be in our inward parts. Everything is gonna go back to its normal state, man. We're gonna be ruling over the other nations. We're gonna possess them as hand servants and handmaids, and they're gonna build up our kingdom, and we're gonna be in our spiritual bodies. Everything gonna go in its rightful order. Even our children in the kingdom of heaven, they gonna be in order, man. Everything gonna go back to its rightful order. And the beautiful part about it is that all the stuff that we've been through on this side, we're gonna rejoice true freedom. It's gonna be the freedom that we have been so longing for, because this society, man, and how we are being treated here, it's just beyond ridiculous. Is that we last fire, first fire, last hire, and all this other stuff that goes on. But in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be beyond rich, man. We're going to have everything that we want, because like I said, for the world, Yahweh Shem Yahushua made the world for our sake, man. And we're going to be ruling. We're going to be ruling in righteousness. Everything we're going to be doing is in righteousness. Because, like I said before, we're not going to be sinning, because the law is going to be in our inward parts. And we're gonna keep the laws perfect in the kingdom of heaven. But the other nations, they're not. They're not gonna be given, spiritual powers or spiritual bodies. They gonna be still dying and everything else, and they gonna have to build up our kingdom, and it's gonna be a 1,000 years of hardcore slavery they gonna have to endure. And that's gonna be the true reparation right there in the kingdom of heaven when they have to build up our society, man. They got to build up. They're gonna have to build up our society. They're gonna have to build up our kingdom. Just like we had to build up this society for free, and we never got any reparation for it. Our ancestors did, our forefathers did. They gonna build our society for free. Scripture said that we're gonna be boasting, or we're gonna be glowing. When they plant vineyards and everything else, and when they build cities, we're gonna take possession of them. We're gonna take possession of everything. We're going to get the best of the best in the kingdom of heaven, and we're gonna be sent back glowing and sent back glowing and being happy. Because guess what? We're gonna own everything, and we ain't gonna be crying no more because the former things are gonna be passed away, man. And that's how the kingdom of heaven is gonna be, because it's gonna be a very joyous time for the Most High chosen people. It's gonna be very joyous time for all of Israel, even though 2/3 of our people are gonna be destroyed on this side, but they're gonna be reborn in the kingdom of heaven, and then they're gonna be also ruling over the other nations. But the hopeful elect is gonna be over them, over remain of Israel. Everything's gonna be in order, and nobody's not gonna have a problem with it. I'm talking about Israel, of course. Israel not gonna have a problem because the law gonna be written in their inward parts, and also Israel not gonna have a problem with it because they gonna experience their true freedom, and you're gonna be able to, pet the lion. You're gonna be able to go up to different animals and pet them, and ain't gotta worry about them hurting you or anything of that nature. Everything gonna go back in its rightful order. And that's it for a lesson. I pray that this lesson will edify. I want to call the Hoya, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Rahakadash, of others to the apostles, elders, and prophets, and no respect to the brothers teaching truth all over the globe. Until next time, Yahweh willing, Shalom, Ababa Ball, Kwam Yasharala.